Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Cracking Packs video. I am your host, Mr. Bevers. Today we're not really cracking packs though, are we? We're cracking a event deck from Avacyn Restored. This deck is called Humanity's Vengeance. Again, I don't know anything about this. I picked these all up from the same eBay seller who sold me the World Wake Fat Pack. He was selling a bunch of these as well, and I figured why not, right? I mean, I never played with any of these pre-made decks. They were basically meant like as a tournament type deck, as far as I understand. The idea is that you would like enter a tournament or something like that, and you would get this pre-built deck. The boxes are always kind of cool for these. So it's a 60-card deck with a 15-card sideboard. You also get a die, so that's cool. Having another Avacyn Restored die. I don't even know if I have an Avacyn Restored die, so that'll be cool to add to the collection if I don't already have one. And my die collection, which is needing some work of organization, I should say. Because I basically just have like this here on my desk. See, like just they're just all over my desk, so I need to I have to do something with those at some point. Put them into the collection, you know. Get them off my desk. So, here's your deck and your sideboard, and of course you get, you know, this huge friggin' thing that I always like. I'm not gonna unfold it all, but this is basically like the thing that teaches you like how to play. And it's like all the basic rules, basically, like, you know, here's your library, and here's your discard pile, and here's your mana cost, and all that jazz. So that's, you know, that's like the player's guide thing of how to play. This, on the other hand, which I will unfold, and hopefully you can see the whole thing. Maybe you won't be able to with the camera zoomed in like this. But this is the deck list. You can see it there. And then it tells you, like, you know, it's got notes about here's how you should sideboard it. And like, here's how these things are, and then taking notes. Players are allowed to take written notes during a match, and may refer to those notes while that match is in progress. At the beginning of the match, each player note sheet must be empty and must remain visible throughout the match. Players don't have to explain or reveal notes to other players. Between games, players may refer to a brief set of notes made before the match. They are not required to reveal these notes to their opponents. These notes must be removed from the play area before the beginning of the next game. So it just kind of gives you an idea of like the basic rules of the tournaments and how you should play the deck, as far as I understand. Let's try and open this up. Yeah, so it talks about the different formats, tips for successful events, and then, come on, fold, damn you, fold. Why you gotta be like this? There, playing the deck. See, there you go. So this gives you kind of an idea of how to play the deck and all that kind of stuff. And then, like, here, when sideboarding, consider what you've got going on, what your opponent has been doing. And there you go. So that's that bad boy. That's your little deck list and instructions. So let's get, and then they give you a nice little divider. But of course, the dividers are only good for the boxes that are like this, because it sits in this way. So if you have like a regular deck box, this divider doesn't really work too well for those. Although I think when I did it last time, they do stick up. It does stick up higher than the cards, so you can use it in both aspects, which is kind of nice. So they obviously designed those properly, which is good. Let's get into the sideboard first, just because the sideboard is smaller, and most likely it's got, you know, nothing crazy of note, but we'll see. So it's just got, it looks like it's got 3 Cathedral Sanctifiers. So when they enter the battlefield, you gain 3 life. I'm guessing that this is against like the red aggro decks, just as an early drop to keep your life total up. That's my guess, but again, I don't know what the deck is actually supposed to do. I'm guessing it's got blinks. It looks like it's like a blinking kind of enters the battlefield deck, kind of, because you've got Cloud Shifts. Yeah, and then Pacifism, Mana Leak, Negate. Inquisitor Exarch. Enters the battlefield, choose 1, you gain 2 life, or your target opponent loses 2 life. Interesting. Okay, so we'll put those over there for the moment. And there is a thing here. There it is. Sometimes these don't always work. Sometimes they do. I'm not really sure what we're looking for as of note in this deck for value-wise, but it does have some pretty sweet creatures in it. Like Gideon's Lawkeeper is pretty awesome. It's always good to have a tapper. We got an exile another creature. This is a Nephilia or Nephalia's Smuggler. 1 mana, 1 cost. Tap 4, tap this creature, exile another creature you control, return that card to the battlefield. So it's just a guy that bounces guys, so that's good. Soul Bond, which gives your guys flying, so you can see why you want to blink things. Soul Bond, they have lifelink, so another reason to blink things. Blade Splicer, so you get golems. So if you blink this guy in and out, you get a bunch of golems the first strike, so that's pretty cool. Whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. So it looks like it's a Soul Bond blink deck. Porcelain Legionnaire. Good old Phyrexian mana, so you could cast this guy for 2 mana and 2 health. So if you want to play him on turn 2, you can. Fiend Hunter, very good removal for that kind of stuff. Mirran Crusader, double strike, pro black and green, very good against most opponents. Phyrexian and Metamorph. This card's probably worth a couple bucks, I would guess. Very good card, because I mean for 3 mana and 2 life if you want, or a blue, depending on whether you have the mana or not. You may have Phyrexian Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. 2 Glacial Fortresses, a Moorland Haunt, and then just a whole bunch of basic lands, it looks like. There's some stuff at the back here. Righteous Blow. Mental Misstep. So this card was worth a hefty sum before it got banned like nobody's business. So Mental Misstep was like that's your money right there out of this box. If those had not been banned, that would be like you would have made your money back. And 2 Dismembers, both pricey cards as well. Well, they were. I don't think they're as high as they used to be. And Divine Deflection is an interesting card, but it's not pricey by any means. But Oblivion Rings are always good to have too. Good old O-Ring, right? It's because it can exile a permanent, right? Yeah. Exile target non-land permanent. So that's why this card is really good. Because you can exile anything with it. Enchantments, artifacts, creatures, planeswalkers, what have you. Divine Deflection. Prevent X damage that would be dealt to you and or permanents you control this turn. If damage is prevented this way, deals that much damage to target creature or player. So you can get a pretty big swing back. So there's some pretty interesting cards in here. Like the Dismembers are really good, and you'll notice like this deck was blue white, right? But it runs 2 Dismembers in the main deck because it's the Phyrexian mana. So you can cast this for 4 life and 1 to remove anything from play. Well, I mean -5, -5. But generally speaking, that's pretty good removal, right? Especially since you can cast it for almost nothing. And then when you have dudes that give you lifelink and you have dudes that you can bring in from the sideboard that blink in and out to give you life, spending the life to remove something doesn't matter. Yeah. So, there you go. Nice little interesting deck. I think it would have been a lot of fun to play it probably back when the tournament was going on. But there it is. And that's all it is for that one. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek at an older event deck, which they don't really do anymore. And I've been your host, Mr. Bebbers. And thank you so much for watching and everything and all that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.